morning. Look at us. It's 10:02, and we're actually on when we said we were going to be on. Good morning. Thank God it's Friday. We love Friday mornings, and we love doing Facebook Lives with all of you that watch us later. So probably most of you are like, not on right now, so you're joining us on the replay. So thank you for watching us after. I'm Kelly, this is Ryan. We are the owners of Get Community, and this is Facebook Live with Kelly and Ryan. Just not Ripa and Seacrest, but obviously the play is there and it totally works for us. So anyway, every Friday we are coming online and talking about a different subject relating to digital marketing, because that's what our company does. And we thought it would be fun to just sort of start these up and see where they take us and see how much information we could put out there in the world, because we like to do that. So this morning we're going to be talking about mobile apps, actual, like the Facebook app on your phone, like those kind of mobile apps. And we're going to do a Q&A with Ryan here, because Ryan he really sort of he's in charge of mobile apps for this company, one of the many things he's in charge of. And so he's going to have really great answers to these 6 questions that I'm going to ask him. And I may have some input, because, I have a lot to say.
Yeah, hopefully.
Otherwise, Ryan, this is going to be a short Facebook Live. We have only seen the questions. We haven't discussed this together. So like I said, anyway, we will be putting this video up on our blog too. So you can watch it later, and we'll put it out in our newsletter and all of that stuff, which if you're not signed up for, you should go to getcommunity.com and put your little name in there so you can get our monthly newsletter and learn everything you ever wanted to know about digital marketing. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do this like Q&A style. So I'm going to ask you, Ryan. Let's discuss the clients that we currently have mobile apps for, because we have developed a couple of mobile apps and it's been quite a process. And why these types of clients are perfectly positioned to utilize a mobile app in their marketing, because maybe not everybody is.
The current clients that we have set up for mobile apps are pretty large master plan communities, which in terms of setting up a mobile app for a home builder, master plan communities really are set up perfect for mobile apps, just because of the multiple things going on in terms of events, multiple builders, just being able to interact from one neighborhood to the next, and having a single place to go in terms of finding out information. So instead of walking into the one neighborhood here that's built by one builder and just being relegated to the information they'll give you on their homes, the mobile app allows you to transition that person and say, okay, well, there's not just these homes, but there's all these other builders. Let's go right here, and you can find out everything you need to know about the neighborhood. And having that as a mobile app versus just having your website really comes to the fact that those people are out, walking around the neighborhood at that time, and going to the website, even if there's a master plan website, may not be configured, specifically for that person that is right now in the community and is looking for that quick access, quick menu to the things that you would want as you're out, walking around touring a neighborhood.
Yeah. I think just kind of like what the app can offer, a mobile app, versus what you can offer on an awesome mobile website, which obviously you need to have both these days. You don't need to have a mobile app, but tying to some of the other things, like we've been talking about mobile in the last month a lot on our Facebook Lives and on the blog, and I don't have actual the stat for you, but we talked about last week or the week before that, for everybody that's using their mobile phone, it's like 80% of that time. Oh, hey, Renee!
Hi, Renee.
You must be done at the GSMC like me. But I brought my little engine that could, though, so that I could give Melissa a shout out. So anyway, 80% of the time or more that you spend actually on your mobile device is in an app. So it's not on the browser going to, www.whatever.com and looking at their mobile site. What's interesting is that on the client's back end, when you're looking at, web traffic, yeah, of course, their web traffic is like 60, 70, 80% mobile. So they know people are coming from a mobile phone, not through their mobile app, because that's got its own set of traffic. So they're getting so much traffic already just on the mobile device. But if they had a mobile app, think of how much more time a consumer would spend on your website, which is really your mobile app. It's not your website. They're going to spend more time within your app. That's the point. Than they are on your mobile website. So just kind of like one of those things. And I see the value, like master plans, totally. I see it for builders too. And having an app as a company, it's just, you really, you got to sit down and strategize, like, what's different about the mobile app than about my mobile website? What's different? Or are they different? Think about your consumer being two different consumers. One's going in the mobile app, one's going on the mobile website, one's going on the desktop. So.
Right. And back on that, just talking about the master plan, and I want to say the initial reason, however many years ago it was, that we first ventured into mobile apps, it had to do mostly with the driving directions and having that map feature that works seamlessly on a mobile platform to be able to just go in there and be able to find where everything is, especially on some of the maps where the roads haven't been added, or it's tough to get those driving directions because it hasn't, it's not in Google or Apple yet. And that functionality in a mobile app is much more seamless to be able to navigate around town and be able to jump in and out of the app, or have the directions and the maps work within the app versus even a mobile web page where you still have to jump from the web page over to Google Maps, which may have the directions or not, and then jump back out of that instead of having that seamless.
But in the mobile app, you can literally build that in as part of it.
Right.
So it's pretty awesome. But yeah, and lots of master plans, they don't have welcome centers. So there's not a place for you to go. You have to let the consumer rely on their own, sources of information, or really fantastic master plan signage, which, is out there, and it's amazing, and it helps get you around, obviously. But if someone wanted to know about parks and schools and all that, and where's that, that's not usually part of that signage program. So anyway, food for thought. Moving on to question number 2. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, tell us more about the process when developing a mobile app. For example, deciding which features would be relevant for a particular client, like a master plan community. So talk to us about that process of developing.
In terms of how that process and selecting the features, it comes down to really setting up what the goals of that app are going to be. Is this, and what type of community it is. For the communities that we are currently running apps for, they have a lot of events. There's a lot of community, in those communities, in those master plans.
There's a lot of community in those communities, which is that's it. That's what life is about.
That's what we're trying to get community. There's a lot of things going on within that master plan, which is different, I think, for many master plans. Some of them really have, a lot of events, and not, from, not from the master plan, but just from the community within that they're sponsoring those events.
HOA, or the community themselves, like deciding we're putting on this event and putting it out there. Like all of that, we try to pull in to an app.
Right, and determine if that's the type of community you want to develop that app that's kind of focused around that, to let everyone that's living there have access to something that is updating them on the things that are going on, because not only is that beneficial to them, but it's beneficial to you because you can then somewhat viral within the community, be able to grow that community that you have direct access to be able to send out notifications, to be able to update them on things that are pertinent to you as the builder.
Yeah, those push notifications, those are pretty awesome.
Right. So determining what you're going to add into this app by looking at that versus if it's more just a builder focused app. Even for a master plan where I'm thinking, okay, you want this app to be in each of the sales centers so that when people go there, they can log on to the app. We're good.
We're good.
That they can log on to the app and immediately find everything else within the community from a buyer standpoint. The things that they want to know about, and not just because it's this certain builder, but everything else that's going on in the master plan. Which allows us to add on things, event calendars. We've got push notifications, which will go with everything. Check-in features, go great with grand openings.
Yeah.
To be able to
check into this sales office on the mobile app. You can do promotions with that. These are things you can't do on a website, on a mobile website. And they help people to engage with your app. And so there's lots of features like that, loyalty rewards programs, which you kind of have to transfer in our industry to what does that mean? What are we giving people? Because, we're not giving them free coffee. But those are the things that help you, get people to re-engage when you're having an event. Come check in here, check in there. You can set up lots of locations if you have multiple sales offices. You can have scavenger hunts, which Drea, I don't think you're watching right now, but I know you'll appreciate my shout out for a scavenger hunt because it's like her dream to put on the most amazing scavenger hunt for one of our clients. It's going to happen one day.
We're ready, that'll be fun.
Via the app.
GPS scavenger hunt.
Yes, definitely. Mark Higgins, I see that you're on. Long time no see. I hope you're well. Nice to see you on Facebook Live. Okay, Ryan, question number 3. Can you walk us through some of the features that are included in the mobile apps for Mountain House and Whitney Ranch? So these are 2 mobile apps that we have developed for our clients and redeveloped over the years. You got to keep them up to date, just like a website. Everything gets outdated so fast. But talk to us about some of those, top features in the apps.
Top features, okay. The one main thing, coming from, Whitney Ranch or Mountain House, the objective, I think, is to make sure that, all the builders are within the app, that their homes are there, information that's going to direct, the new buyers over to, the sales offices. So, each home, not each home, but each sales office and neighborhood has information about their homes, how to contact them, where they're at, so that, the user can easily, get around and find those things.
And that you can do that within a click. Click to call, click for directions. It's all just like at your thumbprint,
Right. And then additional information that, we find pertinent, which is, schools and parks, and that all of that information is within the app. Get into some more community-based features is like the event calendar. We can publish all the events that are coming up, whether it's the bigger events where it's like the Easter party or Easter egg hunt, to if they wanted to be able to post on schedules of things that are going on within their HOA or at their facilities, their rec centers, and all of that. That availability to put all that information in there is there. Community map, which we discussed, it's so easy to be able to just go in and see everything that's in the community and be able to click on it, get directions, information, and then be able to jump right back into the app to everything else. It's very seamless. Of course, the big one is that they can register for an email list.
Yeah, right there.
You can right there, request more information, and on whatever it is that you want more information on. If it's a specific builder, if it's, you know, more
Right.
information about the community, is that. The ability to share, within the app, the user can take pictures around the community and send those pictures, you know, directly to, you know, to us.
Right.
For us to then,
Yeah.
you know, use.
Another
for-
opportunity for promotions too, and getting people to use the app and doing some sort of giveaway or not, based on photos they're submitting while they're in your community, which is pretty awesome. It's a really great way to gain like control over those images. It's harder to do that via someone's social media, but when they're submitting it within your app, that's like, you know, you've got that set up in a way where that photo's yours and you can use it. So that's pretty awesome.
We talked a little bit about the loyalty section and that, you know, when you think of a loyalty section, you know, easiest way to think about that is Starbucks, that you can go in and you can check in every time you're there, you know, which you can get points or however they, you know, transition that. But we run loyalty sections on these apps as well, and a lot of that goes to events, raffles. People can check in to get, you know, check in to be part of a raffle or a prize or something else. And there's multiple other ways that we can do that in terms of, you know, the scavenger hunt. That loyalty section allows people to sign up, which at that point as well, you get more information from them in terms of, you know, their email address, you know, and phone number, so that you can, you know, continue that conversation with them at another point. And then we also include Facebook and Twitter. Those streams get pulled into the app, so that you can see what's being posted on those social platforms as well.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, what would you say are the benefits of having a mobile app for your business? Ryan. I has to answer all the questions. I love it.
The main thing I think is that it's a more readily available interaction with the client, with, you know, the people in your community. It's much easier, I think, to communicate with them, you know, via push notifications, just via publishing information that's on that, versus the website. I think there's a more personal connection when someone is on your app.
Yeah. Well, and think about it. Someone who's downloaded your app is either a serious buyer or already a member of your community. So that communication with that person is like amplified by so much more than if they're visiting your website. Those people are coming in by the droves. The people actually downloading, like, this is a serious person who you can be communicating like one-to-one, like so easily with this extension of your arm, you know, like, hey, oh, I got a notification, what's going on? Oh, there's an Easter egg hunt this weekend. I'm going. You know, like, yeah.
And from a builder perspective, being able to have that group of community and being able to send out that push notification, even if that person hasn't looked at that app for a while, that push notification, which they're going to see, that says, there's a new master, you know, there's a new grand opening for a new community, you know, tomorrow, you know, make sure to come and check it out. To get that little glimpse, you know, is going to, you know, I think help drive, you know, traffic into, you know, those grand openings.
And there is a really big grand opening happening tomorrow in Northern California at Mountain House. So, you know, if you're in the neighborhood, you should go and download the app and, you know, navigate around the community. Okay. Okay, so are there any do's and don'ts advice you can give to people who might be thinking about developing an app or going through the process?
I think the biggest thing in developing an app is just the initial determination of, you know, should I build an app? And it's not really, you know, a should I build it? I would always, you know, usually recommend, you know, that an app is the way to go. But what you need to determine is what are the needs and the goals of that app. And saying, you know, I'm not just putting one together and it's going to look just like my website, you know, or it's just going to give you the same information as the website. That app should have a purpose. You know, it should have something, you know, that differentiates it from all the other information, that can be gathered online.
Yeah.
And to that point, that's actually a rule with Apple as well. Your app has to differentiate itself from your website.
Yeah, or you're not getting
or
published.
It won't go live.
We've been there, done that. We still jump hurdles with Apple. Apple creates a lot of hurdles. So, patience is key to developing a mobile app, if you ask me. Like, patience, you need to have a lot of it because you have to differentiate yourself. I think it's a plus that Apple makes you do that, where Google Play, much easier to publish an app, but less usership, more users on Apple. And so being different in the App Store, being different with your app, it really does create a very loyal following. And so I think it's easy to get bogged down in the, I only have 1,000 people that have downloaded my app. Well, think about what that person did. They downloaded your app. Think about the apps you download. You're very particular about putting that memory on your phone. So if you have 1,000 people who've downloaded your app, that's pretty huge. I think it says a lot about what you've developed and the loyalty of that person who has downloaded it onto their phone. Okay.
Sure.
One more question.
Okay.
Do we answer number 5 pretty well? Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
What are some of your favorite mobile apps that you're using right now and why? I mean, other than Facebook and Pinterest, because those are pretty awesome.
There's the standard social media ones, Facebook being the most. And the one that I use every day right now is the Hamilton app.
I'm using that one too. I'm getting Costa Mesa tickets.
Yeah, because I have to sign on or I have to enter my contest every day to try to win tickets.
The problem with you telling people that is they're going to get the Hamilton app and they're going to try to get the $10 tickets like we are, and that's just more competition.
Right, but I'll say if you do get that idea from me and you win the tickets, there's 2 tickets, so maybe you'll take me.
Right.
And,
I think you should take him. He's a huge fan.
Since you found out from me. So I love that app and those type of things. They're very engaging. In terms of the time wasters, I have SimCity, one of the old games I used to play when I was a kid. That is still fun today for me. Work related is where really most of my app use comes into play.
Yeah.
I have apps that help me run things. For instance, the live broadcast right now I'm watching on my app.
It's happening on an app.
So that I can run these things.
It's not through the phone. We are not live broadcasting through our Facebook app. Actually, we're doing it through Amiibo.
From Amiibo.
And we have total control on the phone, which is great. Like, he could move things around and zero in really close on myself or himself, which we're not putting you through right now. But like, he could move around, so it's nice. You can have a lot more people sitting around us. You wouldn't even know, and then we could just jump right over to him, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, there's someone sitting there that whole time." So it's pretty there's some pretty cool tech out there. I like that app too.
Yeah. Makes a nice little production studio so that we can manage things here and that. And then the other ones that I love are the Universal Studios app and the Disneyland app. We currently have passes for the family there, and being able to use those. And I relate this one kind of to the master plan ones. Being able to be within the park and have information on everything going on around you is tremendously beneficial, especially the Disneyland one, because now you can get your fast pass tickets straight from your app, which makes it much easier than having to run all around.
So crazy.
Yeah. So that's what I mainly use. Yeah.
Nice, cool. Well, thank you, Ryan, for answering our questions about mobile apps. We really appreciate it. We have been talking about mobile over the last couple of weeks. That's kind of our topic for the month right now. And so we're just exploring with everyone different things. You can see all of our Facebook Lives on Facebook, Get Community, which is where you are right now watching this. But if you're not, you might be actually on our blog watching this later. And so then go to Get Community and follow our page. You're going to want to follow our Instagram because our Instagram is so fun. And we just provide so many cute little factoids presented in a beautiful package, if you ask me, combined with the loveliness of our staff and the energy and fun that we have here on a daily basis. So that's Get Community. Follow us there. You can follow our Twitter, but that's mostly just factoids and stuff. We have way more fun on Instagram and Facebook, so go watch all of our Facebook Lives. I usually give a tip about a podcast at the end of our Facebook Live, and I haven't listened to anything like super fantastic this week. I've talked to you guys about one of my favorite channels, The Good Life. So I've listened to a couple of interviews there. I listened to one by this guy. His first name is Light, and I know that the podcast is called that. It's his Light something is his name. I don't know. Anyway, it's about meditation. He wrote this book. I actually bought the book. I haven't got it yet because I meditate and I find it very helpful in my life, but I need to become a better meditator. And he is like pro. It was a really good interview. I would suggest hitting The Good Life and listening to Light's podcast if you want to get into like, you know, a different side of your life over there on the meditation side, which is like my favorite side of life is over there. So anyway, that's my suggestion to you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for joining everybody. See you next Friday.